The train pulled into the station, its brakes hissing like a tired beast. A young woman, Amelia, hurried aboard, clutching a worn leather suitcase. She found an empty compartment and settled in by the window, grateful for the brief respite from the bustling platform. The train lurched forward, picking up speed as it left the station behind. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels against the tracks lulled Amelia into a state of drowsy contentment. She watched the world rush by, fields of emerald green, quaint cottages, and distant hills shrouded in mist. Just as Amelia drifted closer to sleep, the compartment door slid open with a soft click. A man stood in the doorway, silhouetted against the bright corridor light. He was tall and thin, with salt and pepper hair and piercing blue eyes that seemed to scrutinize her from head to toe. "May I?" the man asked, his voice a low rumble. Amelia hesitated for a moment before nodding, and he entered, closing the door behind him. He placed his hat on the rack above and sat down opposite her, a faint smile playing on his lips. "Beautiful day for a journey, isn't it?" he remarked, his gaze drifting out the window. Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that she had seen him somewhere before, but his face remained frustratingly unfamiliar. "Yes, it is," she replied politely, her mind racing as she tried to place his voice, his mannerisms. He reminded her of someone, but who? The train rattled onward, the steady rhythm a counterpoint to their conversation. As they chatted, Amelia learned that the man's name was Edward. He was a writer, he explained, traveling to a secluded cottage in the countryside to work on his latest novel. They spoke of inconsequential things, the weather, the scenery, the books they enjoyed. Yet, Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Edward's eyes seemed to hold a secret, a glimmer of something unspoken that sent shivers down her spine. Just as she was about to excuse herself and seek another compartment, he leaned forward, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "You know," he began, a strange intensity in his eyes, "this train journey. It's no coincidence that we met." Amelia froze, her heart pounding in her chest. "What do you mean?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Edward's smile widened, but it didn't reach his eyes. "I believe," he said slowly, "that we are connected, you and I, in ways neither of us could have ever imagined." He paused, letting the weight of his words hang in the air. "You see," he continued, his voice barely audible above the clatter of the train, "I know your secret, the one you've been hiding for so long." Amelia's breath caught in her throat. Her mind raced. What secret could this stranger possibly be talking about? She had never seen him before in her life. Before she could respond, the train screeched to a halt, jerking them both forward. "Ah," Edward said, rising from his seat, "this is my stop. It was a pleasure meeting